Cataldi, and I am a teen and adult reference librarian at the Clark Pleasant branch. Today I have a very special guest. You may recognize John Reynolds as your friendly neighborhood bartender from Greek's Pizzeria and Tap Room, and I invited him on with me today to talk about sports. I know it's something that we're all missing, so he came up with a great top 10 list, and he'll talk about some players, and I will show some different resources that Johnson County Public Library has.
Hello, I'm John. It's going to be my top 10 Indiana basketball players born and raised list. Starting out at number 10, we have born in 1936 from Pierceville, Indiana, went to Milan High School. He was named Mr. Basketball in 1954, also won state championship that year and the Trester Medal of Mental Attitude Award. Went to Butler in 57 and 58. He was most valuable player for the team in 58. He was also a member of the college basketball all-star team. Had a 3-year career in the pros playing for the Phillips 66ers. One of the 50 greatest figures from Indiana in the 20th century according to Sports Illustrated. He was the inspiration behind the movie Hoosiers. Yes, that's right, Bobby Plump.
And we have Bobby Plump's The Last of the Small Town Heroes, which is available for checkout at JCPL.
Coming in at number 9, most known for his coaching career. He was born in 1910 from Hall, Indiana. When he was a boy, his role model was Fuzzy Vanderveer of the Franklin Wonder Five. His family moved to Martinsville, where he led them to a state championship in 1927. He was a 3-time All-Star selection. In 1928, he attended Purdue University, where he was the first player ever to be named a 3-time consistent All-American. After college, he played several years in the pros. During a 46-game stretch, he made 134 consecutive free throws. He was the first person to ever be enshrined into the Basketball Hall of Fame as a player and a coach. Yes, you guessed it, John Wooden.
And for John Wooden, we have My Personal Best, Life Lessons from an All-American Journey.
The next player on the list is coming in at number 8. He was born January 5th, 1947 from Lebanon, Indiana. He went on to play at Lebanon High School, where he averaged 33.1 points per game his junior and senior season. He won Mr. Basketball and was named the nation's best high school player. He finished career with 2,595 points, currently 6th highest in Indiana high school history. He was also the first high school athlete to be on the cover of the Sports Illustrated. Also played for Purdue. He was a 2-time first-team All-American. He ended his career at Purdue as the all-time leading scorer with 2,323 points. He scored double figures in 72 consecutive games while scoring 30-plus points in 46 of those games. Both remain school records. He was drafted number 1 overall by the Indiana Pacers in 1970. In 1972, he won the ABA championship. He was most known for being an amazing scorer. His jump shot was the basis behind the idealistic jump shot. This is Rick the Rocket Mount.
And we don't have a specific book on Rick Mount, but we do have Hoosiers, The Fabulous Basketball Life of Indiana. And there is a lot dedicated to Rick Mount. And if you use our JCPL databases, you can actually see that Sports Illustrated cover that he was the first ever high school athlete on there. And it's very cool.
Thank you. Coming in at number 7, born December 1903 from Franklin, Indiana, went to Franklin High School. He led a squad nicknamed the Franklin Wonder Five to an 89-9 record over his career there. Won 3 state championships in 20, 21, and 22, 19 clearly. It's considered the greatest Indiana high school team of all time. John Wooden considers him the greatest high school player of all time. He then attended Franklin College. Each year he was named All-State. In 1926 he was an All-Midwest College All-Star. After college he went back to Franklin High School to become head coach from 1926 to 1944. This is Robert Fuzzy Vanderveer.
And for that we have the Franklin Wonder Five. And as a bonus, if you go to the Johnson County Museum of History, they currently have a huge Wonder Five exhibit. And there's lots of great photos and relics so you can go visit there in person.
All right, coming in at number 6. Born January 1973 from Gary, Indiana. attended high school at Theodore Roosevelt. Ninth grade was his first year of organized basketball. They won the state championship while he was there. 1991, Indiana Mr. Basketball. He was selected as McDonald's All-American. He attended college at Purdue. He became known as the Big Dog for his hustling style. Won the Big Ten Conference and went to the Elite Eight while he was there. He led the nation in scoring and became the conference's all-time single-season points leader with 1,030 points. He was unanimously selected as Big Ten Player of the Year. Also received the John R. Wooden Award and Naismith Award. He was the first National Player of the Year honored Boilermaker since John Wooden did it in 1932, who also wore the jersey number 13. He had a long NBA career. He was selected number 1 overall, selected to the All-Rookie First Team. He was a 2-time NBA All-Star, NBA champion. He also capped off his NBA career with that championship and then retired due to injuries. Yes, this is Glenn the Big Dog Robinson.
And unfortunately, I do not have a specific book on Glenn Robinson, but we do have a lot of overall basketball books that you can look for that we have mentions of him in.
All right, coming in at number 5. Born October 1971 from Hiltonville, Indiana. He rose to national prominence after being recruited by Bob Knight as an 8th grader. He attended Bedford North Lawrence High School. He was 4-time first-team All-State, appeared in 3 state Final Fours, won the state championship in 1990 with the most people recorded at a high school game ever, 41,000 people. He averaged 28.4 points per game over his 4 years. In 1990, was named Indiana Mr. Basketball. He also earned McDonald's All-American honors and was named High School National Player of the Year. He ended with a record 3,134 points, a record that still stands today. He went on to attend IU, where he was a 4-year starter, 2-time Big Ten champion. Finished 6th on Indiana's all-time scoring list with 1,741 points. He was drafted by the Pacers in 1994, but never played a game due to injury and was let go. He never played a game, unfortunately, in the NBA ever. He went on to play in the CBA for a number of years, then retiring in 2003. Yep, that's Damon Bailey.
And we also don't have a specific Damon Bailey book, but in Hoosiers Classified, Indiana's Love Affair with One Class Basketball, there's a huge section all about Damon Bailey, so check it out.
Coming in at number 4, born August 1950 in Indianapolis, Indiana, went to George Washington High School. 1969 led the team to a 31-0 record, won the state championship, set Indiana State tournament scoring record with 148 points in his final 4 games, also named Mr. Basketball. He attended Indiana University. In the 1970-71 season, becomes the first sophomore to lead the Big Ten in scoring and rebounding. He then went on to play in the ABA for the Indiana Pacers. His first 2 seasons, the Pacers won 2 championships. He was ABA Playoffs MVP in 1973, averaging 23.9 points and 12 rebounds in 18 playoff games. His best year, though, came in the 74-75 season. He averaged a career-high 29.8 points per game. He won the ABA MVP. He nearly averaged a triple-double in the playoffs that year. He then signed a contract to play for the 76ers in the NBA. He was a 3-time NBA All-Star, All-NBA First Team, and All-NBA Second Team. He is one of 4 Pacers to have their jersey retired. He also was inducted to the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2017, making all 4 players now in the Hall of Fame as well. This is George Mcginnis.
And I also, unfortunately, do not have a book for George Mcginnis. But again, lots of basketball resources in the library.
Coming in at number 3, born July 1932 from Terre Haute, Indiana, went to Terre Haute Gus Meyer High School. He then attended Indiana University. He hit the game-winning free throw to give Indiana the 1953 NCAA championship. He was selected first pick of the 2nd round in 1954 NBA draft by the Minneapolis Lakers. He played for 7 years. He averaged 9.9 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 3.3 assists. He coached on and off for different teams after his career, becoming the ABA's Indiana Pacers head coach in 1968. He was the coach there for 12 years. The last 4 years were after the franchise moved to the NBA. He was a 3-time ABA champion. He retired in 1980. He then returned to the Pacers in 1985 as a commentator with Jerry Baker. Then to the radio, where he remains today alongside Mark Boyle on 1070 AM. His trademark phrase is "boom baby" for every made three-pointer by a Pacer. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame February 14, 2014. Yes, that's right, Bobby Slick Leonard.
And we have Boom Baby, My Basketball Life in Indiana by Bobby Slick Leonard, also available for checkout.
Coming in at number 2. Born December 1956, West Baden Springs, Indiana. He went to Springs Valley High School. He's the school's all-time leading scorer. Went on to attend ISU, Indiana State University, for all of you that don't know. He averaged 30 points, 13 boards, and 4.6 assists for his college career. He lost in the 1979 championship game to Michigan State and Magic Johnson, the highest ever TV rating for a championship. They were 30-0 that year in their first NCAA tournament appearance for ISU. He was named National College Player of the Year, and his number 33 is retired by ISU. He went on to the NBA, being drafted by the Celtics 6th overall in the 1978 NBA draft. He was NBA Rookie of the Year. His career stats for the Celtics, averaging 24 points, 10 boards, and 6.3 assists per game. He was a 3-time NBA three-point contest winner, 9-time All-NBA first team, 12-time NBA All-Star, the All-Star MVP, 3-time MVP, 2-time NBA Finals MVP, a 3-time NBA champion, a member of the Dream Team, retired in 1992, all of his years with the Celtics. Celtics also retired his number 33. Considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time. This is Larry the Hick from French Lick Bird.
And for Larry Bird, we actually have this really cool book. We have way more than one book of his, but I chose this one. It's Larry Bird, an Indiana legend, and this is put together by the Indianapolis Star. So over a span of decades, they compiled all of their major articles and photographs from the Indianapolis Star. So it has a really nice local view about Larry Bird.
Before we go on to number 1, we'd like to name a couple honorable mentions, being like Sean Kemp, Jay Edwards, Tamika Catchings, Reggie Miller. There's many more. The Zeller brothers. We can't fit them all in the top 10, I'm sorry. And what you've all been waiting for, coming in at number 1, born November 1938 from Charlotte, Tennessee. Did move to Indianapolis, though, when he was 18 months old, so he's on the list. He attended Crispus Attucks High School, won the state in 1955 with a 31-1 record. First all-black school in the nation to win the state championship. Won again the following year with a 31-0 record, becoming the first team in Indiana to have a perfect season and compiling a state record of 45 straight victories. He was also Mr. Basketball. Attended the University of Cincinnati. He averaged 33.8 points per game, 3rd highest in college basketball history. 3-time NCAA season scoring leader, 3-time first team All-American, 3-time Sporting News College Player of the Year. He set 14 NCAA records, set 19 school records. Number 12 was retired by Cincinnati. After college, he played on the 1960 Olympic team. He was the leading scorer on that team, as we won all of our games by a margin of 42.4 points. Clearly, we won the gold medal. He then went to the NBA. His rookie season averaged 30.5 points per game, 3rd highest of any rookie in NBA history. He averaged more than 30 points per game 6 of his 7 first seasons. First guard in NBA history to average 10 rebounds. He did it 3 times. Not to be done again until 2016-2017 season. His career stats in the NBA are 25.7 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, and 9.5 assists. He's been Rookie of the Year. He was a 6-time NBA assist leader. He's a 9-time All-NBA First Team, 12-time NBA All-Star, 3-time All-Star Game MVP, NBA MVP, and NBA Champion. Number 14 is retired by the Sacramento Kings. Number 1 is retired by the Milwaukee Bucks. On April 28, 1980, he was enshrined into the Hall of Fame. Yep, that's right. Oscar the Big O Robertson.
And we have so many great Oscar Robertson things. So first up, I have something to cheer about. When Attucks players took the floor for a game, more was at stake than an athletic contest. This is a fantastic documentary. And especially if you like local Indianapolis history, you'll learn so much. There also is his biography, The Big O, My Life, My Times, My Game. And there's a book called Attucks, which is actually a young adult book, and it has a great view of his high school team, Crispus Attucks, and a great look at him as well. Thank you so much for joining us. If you think that we left anyone out, please mention so in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think. We have so many basketball resources, documentaries, books, and not just for adults, too. We have a lot for kids. So please come in, check them out. And again, thank you for joining us. Bye.